Hello again, Lego and brick fan YouTubers out there. I have an interesting review today from a topic that was actually raised, posed a question in one of my comments for one of my other videos, so I decided to make an interesting topic for one of this week's videos. And the topic at large here is the different types of bricks, the quality, what I like, what I don't like, because they all are a little bit different, even though they will all, essentially interlock together. So I don't have all the different kind of sets out there, from all the different companies, but I have, representatives here from Lego, Bloks, Enlighten, Sluban, Ausini or Ausini, however you say that, and Kazi down here at the end. Now, before I begin, I want to say that I tried to give a somewhat fair representation here of all the different kind of bricks. But having said that, some of them like Enlighten here or the Kazi ones here, I would have to take apart too much of the set to get, a fair assessment. And I was just not willing to do that for the course of this video because I don't have just a bunch of Kazi bricks lying around. So I took a smaller portion and I'm going to base it a little bit more off of memory of putting the sets together. Whereas like Lego and Bloks, I have plenty of those lying around. Alright, now let's begin. I'm going to begin with the good. And this is kind of, I have them set up from best to worst, or worst to best, however way you want to go about. And I'm going to start with Lego. And when you feel all the different bricks, one thing you'll notice is they are not made with the same, density. Meaning some bricks are harder and some bricks are softer than others. Lego can be, you can easily spot Lego bricks because they say Lego on all those studs here. I don't know if the camera's picking up that or not. I think it might be. There you go. But the thing about Lego bricks, why they are the best and will probably always remain the best, is I find them to be the perfect mix of hard and softness. And their clutching ability is everything you want and nothing you don't want. Meaning they're going to stay together, but they're not difficult to separate. And, as I go through these different companies, the density factor is kind of a big deal. Like some of these bricks are extremely hard, while others are extremely soft. And, and by soft, I don't mean you can literally push them in or anything. It's just you can feel the difference. And Lego is the perfect balance of all of the above. So that's Lego. Now I'm going to go on to Bloks here. And you can identify Bloks. See if we can see it there. But in the center there, it says Bloks. Hopefully the camera picked that up a little bit. And then on some of these other ones, it says it on the stud, like Lego does. We'll say Bloks. Now, the first thing I'll say about Bloks is they are a harder brick than Lego bricks overall. I mean, these ones here aren't too bad, but these here are definitely harder. They have a harder clutching ability. It's definitely, you have to put more force to pop them apart than the Lego does. which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But what I will say is if you put a flat plate, down on like a base plate or something, like it is a chore getting it off there. I mean, it's difficult with Lego to do that. You almost have to get the brick remover out. But with Mega Bloks, they stick so hard down that it's, you really have to put some effort to get them off. And so that's why I'm not as big of a fan of these as Lego. I don't think they're bad bricks. I think they're good bricks, but I would definitely say that they are a little inferior to Lego. And then next up is Enlighten. Now, again, I didn't want to rip apart a set completely, in order to get bricks for this video, because I don't have just a bunch of Enlighten bricks lying around. But, so this is all I got for purposes here. But one thing I'll say about the Enlighten bricks is they are soft. They're very soft. You can barely hear, them popping off at all. There's a little bit. But they are not the softest in the video or in my collection, but I would say they're the second softest. And because of that, sometimes you will find pieces that will not, stick as well as they should, when you have a set, and you'll have to, keep pressing them down. And so that can be a little frustrating. But they have no markings whatsoever to identify them. They're completely, a blank slate. So, that's how you could identify them from Lego, is that they don't say anything. But, they're not the only brick out there that doesn't say anything, so it would make it a little harder to tell them apart. Overall, I don't mind the Enlighten bricks. I would, yeah, like I said, they don't always stick as good as they should, but for the most part, they're not too bad. And I was having difficulty where to place them, to be honest, whether I'd prefer a harder brick or a softer brick. And even though they're, I would say, the second softest here in my collection, I'm going to put them closer to the top, because they're pretty inexpensive, and they're, all things considered, I don't think they're that bad. I mean, you get what you pay for. They're definitely a step down from Lego or even Mega Bloks, but I think they're decent bricks. They do their job. And now I'm gonna move on to the Sluban bricks, and I'll go ahead and say that these are probably the hardest bricks in my collection. They have, you can identify them because they say M38. Now, I don't know exactly why they say M38. They just do. That's the Sluban. You hear how hard that crack. And, you really got to kind of, they're not easy to put back together either. And like I said, they were the hardest brick. But having said that, they're really not bad bricks. They're probably closer to the Mega Bloks than the Lego and actual, and who they're cloning them from. But they don't come apart easy. They in that regard, they're more solid than even the Enlighten. And I debated whether I should put them ahead of the Enlighten or not. So, you know, again, it's kind of preference. I kind of like the softer brick a little bit better because, you know, Lego is softer bricks than Mega Bloks, and, you know, so I'm put them, you know, up a little bit percentage points, Enlighten percentage points ahead of Sluban in that regard. You know, but if you watch my Sluban ship review, you know, I gave it, you know, awful reviews, and I even trashed the minifigures in my minifigure review because that to me is the biggest flaw with that company, is their designs, their minifigures. They're kind of out in left field, you know, when it comes to some of this stuff. But their actual bricks, they're hard, but they're really not terrible. They're not bad bricks. And now we get to Ausini or Ausini. I'm not sure how you say that. And these bricks, just like the Enlighten brick, they have no kind of writing or anything to identify them. They're very similar to Sluban. They're a hard brick. I mean, honestly, they might even be harder than Sluban. I only have one small Ausini set, so I don't have a real wide scope to be able to really fairly grade these bricks. But, you know, my gut feeling is the Sluban are a little bit better, but not much. I mean, they're not bad, you know, but they probably are the hardest, which is saying something because the Sluban bricks are pretty hard, but these are probably even harder than those. And then we come to, you know, the bottom of the barrel, and that's these Kazi bricks. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they do say Kazi on the bricks. Kizi. I don't think my camera is not focusing. Well, anyways, it says it on the stud. These bricks are extremely soft, to the point that, see, they almost don't want to stick. Their clutching factor is pretty bad. And as a result, I'm going to give the Kazi bricks the worst grade out of my entire collection. I've had the most difficulty with them, which, you know, anybody that's seen my my Kazi Black Pearl review knows that, you know, I love that ship. And it's because, you know, they're kind of like the opposite of Sluban. They have great designs, but their bricks are, you know, the weakest of the bunch, in my opinion. You know, I've had to pull out the glue and stick some of them together. You know, see, and that just kind of fell off real easy. So, you know, they're kind of a difficult thing for me to grade because I do love my ship, but, you know, the actual bricks themselves do leave something to be desired. Yeah, they're the worst of the bunch. Which I might have said even in one of my videos that the Kazi bricks are not bad. Don't quote me that I said that, but I may have. And that might have been more... Well, forget if that comment, if I did say that. This is my official brick review comment. And so I'm go more with this video than anything I've said before. And yeah, I'm going to say that they're kind of on the bad side. You know, that's pretty weak clutching right there. I mean, I'm not going to say they're a 1 or a 2, but, you know, they're the worst bricks that I've come across, to be honest. They're the softest, worst clutching, yada, yada, yada. So anyways, I'm going to end this video here with my official rating for all the different bricks. Start at the top. Lego is a 10. They're the best bricks. Nothing more needs to be said. Mega Bloks, I'm going to give a 9. They're not bad. They're pretty darn good. They're not as good as Lego, but, you know, they're the second best bricks on the market, in my opinion. Now, for the Enlighten, I'm going to go a 7.5 for these guys. I can't go an 8 because they do sometimes have a little bit of clutching issues. But again, I think I like the softer style of these bricks a little bit better than some of these harder ones here. So I'm gonna go with 7.5. For the Sluban bricks, I'm gonna go with 6.5. You know, they're not terrible. They're like probably about a mid-grade brick. The Ausini, I'm gonna go with 6. You know, they're pretty darn close to the Sluban, in my opinion. They might even be better. You know, they're a 6 with an incomplete. I guess I'll say that. And then for the Kazi Bricks, I'm gonna go 4.5. I almost wanted to give them a 5, but I feel like my biasness towards the ship and the design of the ship is influencing that decision. Where if I just look at the bricks for themselves, I think they're about a 4.5. You know, that's about the best I can give them. So that's my video review for today. It's an interesting topic, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying my videos, and keep on watching. I'm gonna try to keep on churning out a couple videos every week, you know, as long as my schedule will allow it. So anyways, it's been fun, and I will see you guys again next week, and like and subscribe.